Rivers Talks is brought to you by Two Rivers Biz Starts. Also by Two Rivers Main Street. And by Raleigh Point Economic Advising. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to Two Rivers Talks with Darla and Todd. Today, I'm sorry, but all you're going to get is me out of the duo. Todd isn't able to be with us today, and so I have invited a guest host. This is the first time we've done this, and Kurt Andrews, who is president of the City Council, has been gracious enough to be my co-host today. So I think it's going to go very, very well. We're a fun group, so he'll fit right in. He's got a wry sense of humor. But anyway, so today it's going to be me and Kurt, who will be your connection to all things Two Rivers. If you are from Two Rivers, if you used to be from Two Rivers, if you would like to live in Two Rivers and want to find out more about our community, this is the place to be. And we talk about current events today and community happenings. I hope you all enjoy today's show. So let me bring in Mr. Andrews. There he is.
Hi, Darla. Hi, Two Rivers.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
I'm so happy to be sitting in for Todd and honored to join you.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you for allowing us to, pick your brain and embarrass you slightly, maybe. That is kind of my goal in life.
I think both are going to happen. You'll do very well at that.
So, well, we'll go ahead and get started then. And as is tradition, because I like to stay away from word of the day and I always hand it off, Kurt, I would like you to take it away with word of the day.
Okay. Thank you, Darla, for this. The word of the day is daffodilly. Daffodilly. What is that? What is a daffodilly, Darla? Now that you gave me this word of the day.
I don't know, Kurt. Why don't you let our audience know what it is?
A daffodilly, and I think that's how you say it, and Darla will correct me if I didn't do it right, with your Kirkley of green and your gay yellow gown. It's a daffodilly. And that is from a poem by Ellen Thornycroft. Boy, you are really tough on the first time. Oh, guess those. It's a poem by an author written back in 1905. I don't think any of these are blooming in Two Rivers because spring hasn't hit here yet. So are we waiting for these? Are we looking for these?
Yes.
What?
They're daffodils. It's just a very colorful way to say daffodil. But I like the way it looks and the way it sounds. Daffodilly. I don't know.
Daffodilly. Yeah. That's how it is. Daffodilly.
Yes, daffodilly.
So was that the inspiration for the Bud Light dilly? You think?
I think inebriation is the inspiration for that. So
okay.
It's the inspiration for many, many things.
Yes. Especially right now, their stay-at-home order.
Oh my gosh. Who was it? Somebody had something on Facebook where they were just joking, but they were like, yeah, the recycling guys put a Post-it note on my recycling bin with AA's number because there were so many bottles. And I have to tell you, my number is increasing too with my wine bottles.
Yeah, yes, but everything's increasing. Not only maybe the bottles, but also the waistline because there's not a ton of exercising going on. It's I do pacing just back and forth in the house to try to get steps in. It's pretty tough to get 10,000 steps in. I got to get new carpet.
I was going to say you're probably wearing out your carpeting.
That's right. That's right.
So we'll get started with in the news. And the first thing that I have here is Wisconsin's safer home order has been extended to May 26th, which I'm sure everybody has heard about. There are mixed feelings on this. In fact, there was a rally down in Madison yesterday. And they had, I believe it was right around 1,500 people showed up for that.
Wow.
Basically protesting
Wow.
against this major extension. Um, this order implements some new measures, but it also allows certain activities to start back up. What they are, I really couldn't tell you.
I know
You
one
know,
for sure is golf. They're letting the golf courses open. You just have to
okay,
practice safe distancing. I know that for sure. But other than that, it's really been very light on what they've lifted right now. Hey, by the way,
right.
speaking of May 26th, and I hope that's the stay at order date that we could actually get out. That's my birthday. So I'm going to celebrate my birthday by saying to Rivers and the rest of Wisconsin, you're all free to go outside.
Okay.
There you go. What a gift.
No kidding. And you're going to be what?
Yeah.
How old are you going to be?
Let's move on to the next sentence, Darla. We're good.
All right. Well, like before we move on to the next thing, I do want to say that we are going to talk a little bit about COVID-19 related issues and some things that have happened, and are in the news. But for more information on that, I would like our viewers to know that they can watch the previous episode, which was my interview with Representative Shay Sortwell and
Hmm.
Senator Andre Jacques, and they can get a lot more information as to what exactly is up with the stay-at-home order and the legalities of it, and the return to work edict, or what people are wanting. So anyway, I just wanted to put that in there. So you can go ahead and what else is in the news, Kurt?
Well, all K-12 schools, as you know, you parents know who have kids in Wisconsin, it's also going to remain closed through 2019 and 2020 school year. And they're not only physically closed, but they'll be doing virtual distant learning. A news release from the government says they'll continue to do that. I think they have to still finish the school year, which puts a cramp on a lot of things, right? You've now got parents who some are working and some are teaching at home. Some have never taught at home and they're at home and they're trying to figure this all out. So it's a stressful time, stress and strain on everyone. But they're going to continue to be used for essential government functions and food distributions. That's a good thing about what the schools are going to be used for. The buildings are there. They do have facilities there if they can cook, if they got food coming in, if they can distribute some of that food. But right now, they're not teaching our kids. God bless those who are teaching our kids out there. And thank you for doing that. And kids, keep learning. They may be your parents, they may be your aunt and uncle, maybe your grandparents. They got a tough job. So keep an
Right.
open mind and keep learning.
Right. I do want to mention that I had a really nice conversation with Lisa Quistorf of the school district today, and actually, there is the teachers are teaching through online classes,
It's
and
great.
you talk about jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. What our teachers have had to do in such a short period of time. This was untested waters. Um, the kids are being kept up to speed. And one thing, and I'm not really at liberty to go into any detail because it's still being fleshed out anyway. But there is going to be some sort of a graduation ceremony. Um, and right now, another thing that's in the works for our high school seniors is banners. Graduation
Oh,
photo banners,
cool.
and that's
Downtown
in the
banner?
works. Pardon?
Downtown?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So and but I'm not really too involved with that. The piece that I'm involved in is that when all the photos are together for everyone who wants to participate, Two Rivers Talks is going to have a special episode, which will be a montage of all of our seniors because we need to do as much as possible to recognize these kids because what they're going through right now is historic. Um, and but people have been incredibly resilient and creative with how they approach daily life. And I think we're starting to get into a new rhythm,
Hmm.
and but when I was talking with Lisa, they're doing so much in the school district for these kids. And it's not only the high school kids, it's also the middle schoolers and the elementary kids. Because you figure graduating high school is a milestone, but leaving your elementary school and going to a new middle school, that's a milestone too.
Oh
And we don't
yeah,
want to forget about those kids. And
yeah.
and of course the kids who are going to be entering high school. So, and one other thing that I talked to Lisa about, and fingers crossed this does happen, is I would like her to be, thank you very much. I would love for her to be on Two Rivers Talks on a monthly basis so that the community knows what's going on with our kids and our schools and the different things that the children are involved in and how they're coping with everything that's happening and what's being done to keep their lives special and focused. So I know that Lisa and I are we're gonna get together and talk next week, but there's a lot
Yeah, yeah,
happening.
yeah. Even if we don't have kids, they're kids in our community. We have a role as community, as a community, as a family of Two Rivers, to
Right.
do what we can do to help, lend a hand, celebrate if you can, if you would. We've all been there. We've all
Oh yeah.
graduated, and we all know how special that can be. And but we've never experienced as students what they're going through right now.
Right.
Um, or to your point, what the teachers are going through right now, or what the parents are going through right now to make what this new normal at least is for a while until we till they graduate and they
Right.
can at least be and enjoy the rest of summer, and hopefully, knock on wood, next year we'll be back to somewhat normal in the school systems and in our lives. But
Right.
I think that's great. I think it's great that they're going to celebrate their graduation and do it in
Oh
a
yeah.
special way.
Lisa's got some really good ideas, and of course I offered to any way that I could help, call me, and
Great.
in the probably on our next episode we'll have more information on the banner project so that viewers, if you want to donate towards this
Hmm.
project, would be a fantastic thing. And I know that there's already a lot of people who are interested in donating, so things are underway. But did you, let's see, I'll take the next one. Manitowoc County sees a rise in COVID-19 cases. We were stagnant there for a little while,
Hmm.
but as of yesterday, which was April 24th, um, or is today the 24th?
No, today's the 25th. You were correct,
Okay,
Darla.
so
Yeah.
I'm getting my days are all sliding together.
Isn't
Isn't that
that
terrible?
crazy?
But
Isn't
as
that
of
crazy?
yesterday, two more cases of the virus had been discovered,
Um,
bringing the total for Manitowoc County up to 9 now. So it's still well below, other places in the United States, but that's two extra ones that kind of creeped in on us. Manitowoc County Emergency Management Director Travis Wack expects that number to continue to increase. A total of 268 tests have come back negative in Manitowoc County, and so
that's
far,
great.
thank God, nobody has passed away because of this virus. And you can hear Mr. Wax daily COVID-19 update every morning at 8:05 on 9:08 a.m. WCUB and on 12:40 a.m. WOMT. And I wasn't aware of that until yesterday when I was writing up the script. And so if you want to get the newest and latest and greatest figures, that would be a good time of the day to be doing that.
It's great. And by the way, if you're not feeling good, stay home, please.
Yeah,
If you need to get tested, go get tested. And I want to make sure we keep all of those affected in our prayers. This it's one thing to be stuck at home. It's another thing to be worried about someone you maybe can't visit, who is ill. We're talking about the hundreds of thousands of people who've been impacted by this. So very blessed to be in a small community that's not people aren't packed on top of each other.
right,
That somewhat helps this situation. But
right.
that's great. That's great information. It's great to also know that we don't have anyone who passed away in this county
That's right,
as a result of this.
right. I'll talk about Manitowoc County's current social distancing grade. We talked about it over the last two community news episodes, so going back a month. Um,
Can you explain a little bit of that to the people who are tuning in for the first time?
yeah,
Exactly what that grade is. I know you talked about it previously on another episode of this, but
Sure.
I think it'd be good refresher if you don't mind, Darla.
No, that's fine. There's a company called Unicast who, using data from your phones, if your phones allow it, to be tracked,
Hmm.
they can see how just what people's habits are just by tracking the phone. And back on March 27th, it's the first time that I had looked at Unicast's interactive map, and it changes on a daily basis. And I do have a link for it down in the show notes. So if you want to keep on top of it on a daily or weekly basis, you can. They do a fantastic job. Um, but what it is that back at the end of March, we rated a B on the social distancing scoreboard, and we had just missed out on an A by a tenth of a percent. So, we were looking pretty darn good. This is Manitowoc County I'm talking about. Um, by April 10th, we had fallen to an overall C minus rating.
Mm.
And unfortunately, when I checked yesterday, we rated a D. So we're sliding down with our social distancing. And unfortunately, we had solid Fs in reduction in average mobility and reduction in non-essential visits.
Mm.
So,
Isn't
but
that crazy how they can track that, Darla? And how,
yeah,
again, we're slacking a little bit because at first, when you first hear of something like this, everybody kind of hunkers down, right? They get real concerned, and it's like saying I'm going to start a diet January 1st. I'm going to watch but by January 5th, you're like, give me the donuts, right?
right,
It's crazy.
yeah,
So it's the same thing. You're social distancing. You start to think, well, I don't hear of anybody else getting it. I don't see anybody else getting it. Oh, okay, I don't feel so bad. And all of a sudden you start, slacking off a little bit. So it is critically important. I think technology is wonderful to be able to track that, but they're not watching like Big Brother. They're watching you to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing to protect ourselves and, more importantly, each other.
right,
But I think hunker back down, folks. Let's get back to that. An A is where we're trying to strive for, not to fail at this, and that's what
right.
F stands for. It's failing.
We're really getting down there. But the more I think about it now, with the weather getting nicer and our state park is open, school forest is out, really close. The trails are open. Um,
Hmm.
Even just getting
Weather's
out of
getting
your
nicer. You're right.
car,
You're
getting
right.
in your car and going for a drive. So you kind of have to take this information with a grain of salt, because it might not be somebody going from point A to point B where there's a lot of people. It might just be a drive in the country. You know, it's getting out of the house. So, but
Does the
still,
link also show how we compare to other places,
yes,
Darla?
yeah. And how we compare to different counties, and how the states compare to each other. I mean, it's a really, really good tool, and they've done a great job with it. So click on the link down in the show notes, and you can go there and you can see what other counties are doing and what their grading is. Do you want
So
to talk
speaking of
about?
social
Yeah,
distancing, sure, COVID-19 related delays and closures continues. And I'm sure this is a daily thing, people. You'll see it on the news, you'll listen to the links that Darla mentioned of things that are happening and things that are going on. But the SS Badger is pushing back its first sailing of the 2020 season until May 29th. And that's targeted right now. That's assuming that the stay-at-home order gets lifted on the 26th. So don't rush out on the 29th and think they're going to be there. Check first to
right,
see. But right now it's tentative that it's May 29th. Also, the Manitowoc Metro Jam, which was scheduled in 2020. I'm not sure what the date was, the original schedule was, but it's been canceled now.
right. I think it was in
So that
early June,
Okay,
maybe.
so that's been shifted. And again, pay attention to this stuff. A lot of stuff is either shifting or canceling or moving, or Summerfest is September now, DNC conferences in August. Things are getting shifted all the time or canceled. Meijer's, speaking of canceled or delays, the big beautiful new Meijer's which I'm sure a lot of you've seen right there in Manitowoc, is delaying their opening of their store. However, they've got a little bit of a mini mart and gas station, which they're targeting to begin opening, believe it or not, on May 7th. So if you're in that part of the Manitowoc, or you're out and about, or you're coming off the freeway, you need some gas, they'll have gas for you. You may not be able to pour your own cup of coffee yet, but they'll have gas for you, and they'll have other things you can do to enjoy. And do they have a new date projected for the Meijers opening yet? They just said they're delaying it, right? Have
No,
you
they
heard of the
just
new
said it
date?
was delayed. They didn't have any projected open date
Okay.
yet.
Let's hope those people who've been trained and are getting ready to be part of their workforce, they can kind of stay motivated, because that's going to be a nice addition to Manitowoc County and to our ability to shop and
Right.
get those things we need once that all is lifted.
Right.
We also have a recycling center that's postponed what they call Clean Sweep. It's a Clean Sweep program. It's going to be postponed until October 23rd and 24th. So
Right.
just be patient, a little bit of time to kick the can down the road, if you would, for the recycling center.
Right. And here I thought was a little bit of good news. Amid COVID-19, drug cartels are scrambling. Virus snarls global drug trade, and I had to cheer when I saw that. But coronavirus is dealing a gut punch to the illegal drug trade, paralyzing economies, closing borders, and severing supply chains in China. The traffickers rely on for the chemicals to make such profitable drugs as methamphetamine and fentanyl. One of the main suppliers that shut down is in Wuhan, the
Mm.
epicenter of the global outbreak. And I also included a link down in the show notes to this article, it's fascinating. So if anybody wants to read the entire article, it is available for you. But isn't it?
So a little ray of sunshine in a world that's so depressed
Yeah,
right now is the fact that the drug lords, those people making money off of killing some of our people, not only in the United States but around the world, are being impacted negatively. That's a
right.
great problem to have.
I know. I was very happy when I read that.
Yeah, I can see why. Speaking of people not behaving necessarily, I'll go on to the
Oh
next
yeah.
story you shared. I thought it was interesting. The Maryland police issued, quote, a final warning for a resident who is getting his mail without pants, without pants on a mid-coronavirus stay-at-home order. So the reminder is, please remember to put on your pants before leaving your house to check your mailbox. You know who you are. This is your final warning. The police department said on Facebook, and the post has been shared. The post has been shared 3,000 times. Now, so far, I haven't heard of any Two Rivers residents. We don't have any problem here running to their mailbox without their pants on. Haven't seen it. Haven't heard it. If you do, please communicate and let us know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so easy to, with the stay-at-home order, you know, um, it's like, why should I put makeup on today? Why should I brush my hair?
But
I'll brush
pants?
my
Come on,
teeth,
Darla.
but pants. Who's gonna see me?
By the way, we both have our pants on, I think. We both have our pants on, despite you seeing us from the neck up. Okay? If we got to go on record, but I thought that was interesting. So I think, for the sake of your neighbors, you can do that. Put your pants on.
But I just
Slack.
love that. It was very public. It's like you know who you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, let's not get too lackadaisical about our appearance. And if you've started to gain that extra weight, let's get it off now before it becomes a problem. But
Yeah.
boy,
I just
your
realized
habits
something.
just change.
I just realized something, that watching myself on this thing here, I can lose weight by just doing this. Holy cow, I feel so much lighter.
Hubba hubba.
Thank you, though. It's a
You're
little trick
welcome.
you can learn. Okay.
All right.
So,
let's see. Oh, Manitowoc. This what I thought was interesting. Manitowoc County Master Gardener volunteers will be hosting a webinar on the jumping worm. Volunteers are hosting a webinar on April 27th, so it's coming up in just 2 days, to inform
Hmm.
Wisconsin gardeners of a new and important threat to our gardens and landscapes, a type of earthworm called the jumping worm, which just creeps me the heck out. Um, Although all earthworms can harm landscapes and forests, jumping worms may pose a bigger threat than other earthworms. They grow more rapidly, reproduce more quickly. Oh, and this is the bad part, consume more nutrients than other earthworms. So follow the
Hmm.
link below for more information and go out there and eradicate those jumping worms.
It's weird is when I saw when I read this article that you shared with me. We're in Wisconsin, right? So I thought this was the jump around worm.
What do you think?
That was the Wisconsin jump around when they played the song. All the
Oh,
fans in the stadium are jumping around. Okay, all right, it's a
okay.
bad. All right,
You
it was
tried.
bad.
I give you an A for
I,
effort.
by the way, do the worms wear pants when they're jumping around? Just we'll go back to the
With
other
little
story.
one-legged pants.
Yeah.
It looks like little sacks. Yes.
Yeah, it's right. That's what it would be like a gunny, like that's right, like a gunny sack race. That's funny. All right, the why. All right, we're done with the jumping worms. Be careful if you have jumping worms. Just
Stay away from me. If you have
yeah,
jumping worms, just stay
it's a
away.
stay-at-home order with the jumping worms.
Yeah.
Just YMCA community blood drive proves successful. Love it. This is important because there's a shortage right now of blood out there. The American Red Cross has indicated that 63 lives. I'll say
Right.
that again. 63 lives were saved by blood donors at a recent Y community blood drive in Manitowoc. First of all, that's awesome. It's awesome that people gave blood, and it's also awesome that we were able to save 63 lives as a result. Julie Grossman, the executive director of the local Y, tells CHaperNews.com social distancing was in effect in the gym, but yet they had an ample supply of hand washing stations on site. So she said that she spoke with a number of people after they donated and heard that the owners said they were happy to do something to help other people,
Right.
which is great. So they allowed that to happen. They were safe about what they needed to do. And a great, and by the way, that goes a long way, especially if someone who had the virus. That blood is unbelievably special because what it does is has antibodies and allows other people to not even get it, which is great. They continue to test that and learn how that's going to help us and help the herd immune system get better. So the Y director says plans are in the works for another community blood
Right.
drive. So pay attention at their location on May 26th. So when we're allowed to leave and go do that, there's no better way to celebrate than to give the gift of life to somebody else. Plus, it's my birthday. So don't give me a gift. Don't send me a card. Go give blood instead. And that would
That's a
be
thought.
awesome to do. Yes.
Um, and I want to talk about Clipper City Co-op. They, of which my husband and I are members, and we're really proud to be members of it. We're looking forward to them finally, being able to open their doors. But anyway, they reached their 750th owner milestone,
Wow.
which is
Great.
fantastic because these people who are who are spearheading this project have been working their tails off for several years now. This has been, and we interviewed Todd and I interviewed two of the gals from Clipper City Co-op probably about 3 months ago. So if you're interested to know more about Clipper City Co-op, just go back in our archives and watch that episode. Um, but anyway, so they reached this significant milestone in its quest to open a community-owned grocery store for Manitowoc County. And this number is critical because it represents not only the number of households that have invested a one time fee of $200, payable in installments, to be an owner in the co op, but it signifies a commitment on behalf of that household to shop in the store once it is opened. And I know I am really, really excited to get my food from Clipper City Co op because it's going to be locally sourced and a lot of the restaurants are going to be going or will be using this facility. So it's going to be great for our restaurants, for when we go to eat out again, and can sit in a restaurant. You know that a lot of the ingredients are going to be locally grown. Um, as such, each owner cements the opening and financial sustainability of the store. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the official launch of the fundraising campaign, it will be postponed, however. The co-op will be actively working on increasing owners, applying for grants, and will begin conducting a quiet phase of fundraising. And just remember, donations are always welcomed for those interested in supporting the co-op.
First of all, I think it's great, and they're doing. Unfortunately, they hit like everybody, like a lot of small businesses and a lot of nonprofits right now are getting just whacked with this virus. They don't have the virus necessarily, but it's like they have the virus because it's whacking their business. By the way, what Darla mentioned, clippercitycoop.com is where you can go. So I know she's got it in the show notes, but if you need to go Google it, you can do that. You can be part of the 750 and keep that number climbing. I think their goal is try to get to 1,000, right? Initially, I think I saw a thermometer on their .com
Yeah.
on the website. They're trying to get to that number, but again, you can donate, do whatever you need to do. I love the fact that it's a trickle down effect. If you get that up and running, you're helping local farmers, you're helping a lot of local businesses that feed into the co-op being able to survive and grow and recover from what has been devastation right now.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
just look at the different types of food that we'll be able to get, stuff that you wouldn't typically be able to get at your corner market, or,
that's
or
right.
big box grocery store.
Unique to
We're going to have
Wisconsin. That's
choice.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So,
And probably a lot of organic and fresh. And oh
oh,
my gosh, it's not sitting on a truck. It's then sitting in the store for how long, right? This is going to
right.
be really awesome.
Oh,
Really
right.
good. Really good. So anyway, thank you for being a member of that and thank Bill as well. So you're part
Oh,
of the
sure.
750. So I just need to meet the other 748 people now that I met two of them. Okay. But by the way, speaking of community and unique things, Bush, Anheuser-Busch, I'm assuming,
Right.
Bush is offering a year. Now hold on to your hats, people, of free beer to couples with weddings that were postponed amid the coronavirus.
Right.
Yes, a year of free beer to couples. The company said that while wedding plans may be on ice for a while, kind of clever, they still want to give a wedding gift to America's happy couples. So to qualify for the free beer, you're saying to yourself, heck, honey, we should get divorced and then get remarried because there's a year of free beer. Why not? Right? Nope, that's not how it works. To qualify for free beer, couples must post a photo together and explain how they're planning to celebrate their big day when it eventually arrives. Photos must be posted using the hashtag Bush wedding gift or hashtag sweepstakes. Oh, and sweepstakes all together. I'm sorry. Hashtag, let me say that again, Bush wedding gift and hashtag sweepstakes. Because if you just did hashtag sweepstakes, you don't know where that would go.
That's
So it's
right.
got to be all one run on, and that's where you post it. The sweepstakes ends at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on May 1st. So you don't have a lot of time. It is the 25th of April, as Darla said earlier. So please get your photos in and let us know if you get that free beer. Guess how many people they're giving that to, Darla? 250.
I'm sorry, what?
250 winners will be selected in a random drawing on May 2nd. So you're going to know right away. I don't know the details of how you're going to get the beer, where you get the beer, what kind of beer you get out of their family of beers, but you're going to get free beer for a year. Now, can you imagine? Hopefully, we can share that free beer with people when they win it. Because can you imagine a year's worth of free beer and you're still stuck in your house? Oh my. Anyway, I love the idea. And there's been some hardship too. There's event places. We have one here locally in town, Sepia Chapel, for example. They've been scrambling because people had to cancel or push their events, whether it's fundraisers, to your earlier point, Darla, that are being postponed, to weddings or gatherings or
Right.
reunions. So to give a year's worth of free beer for their little inconvenience is kind of a cool idea.
Right. And yeah, talking about Sepia Chapel, I know that she told me how many events they had to cancel. This was several weeks ago, and it was already like, wasn't it bordering on 30? I mean,
Yeah,
and it's got to be a higher number now. But I mean,
yeah,
I just can't even imagine. And like my daughter, she's getting married this year, but she plans on getting married in September. So who knows what kind of,
oh yeah,
what you can have gatherings of 50 maybe by that time, or, so we have to play around with that. But these people who, you know, spring weddings, a
mm,
May wedding or a June or whatever, just, yeah, just have to push that out, or just, I don't even know if you'd go to the justice of the peace, if that's
yeah. I
even
don't.
open.
Well, yeah. Well, if once he gives his order, my understanding on May 26th, we're going to go back to that 10 or more or 10 or less that we can gather. But even then, even if you could go into like an event area like the Sepia Chapel with 10 people, it's tough, right?
Right,
Who do you pick, right? Well, okay, mom and dad, okay, all right, that's important. Right, you might have just 10 people with the groom, the men and the women standing up for your wedding,
sure,
so it makes everything a little bit more difficult.
right,
But let's enjoy the fact that people are going to get married again, whether it's justice of the peace or they postpone it. It's not the worst thing as long as they're healthy, as long as they can celebrate that event and write about the fact that we were going to have our anniversary on this date. Now it's on this date, and it's something they can tell their kids and grandkids and their
right,
friends. But let's hope and pray that places like Sepia Chapel, those places that need to survive with more than 10 people, can get back on its feet
right,
um, quickly.
right.
So
So fingers crossed. Um,
yes, I kept them crossed from last time you told me to do that. Can I release them now?
no.
Okay, they're still crossed. Okay, okay,
Oh,
okay.
you can.
Todd,
That's
she's tough.
fine.
Todd, she's tough. Hurry back.
I and so free beer. All right.
Yes.
Just to let people know that Sargento Foods donates millions to Feeding America. So here's another large company that's doing something nice and kind amidst, these trying times. Reports of giving and good deeds continue to come to the surface. Sargento Foods out of Plymouth has donated $2 million worth of cheese
Wow.
to the largest hunger relief organization in the country, which is called Feeding America. The 15.8 million cheese sticks,
15.8
0.8, yeah,
million cheese sticks.
yep, are enough for roughly 1.3 million households across the county. Um, that
So
must
how
be
many cheese sticks
country.
is that per household? If you got
Well,
1.3 into 15 million, that's like 15 cheese sticks per household. That's
I
what that
like
would be.
cheese. Yeah, and it
So
must be
so
across the country. Um,
that
the
must be.
company the company said they wanted to help address the growing issue of food insecurity during the pandemic. Feeding America serves more than 50,000 people every month. So thank
Wow.
you to Sargento for, for doing that for people. And I think that's one thing that we're seeing throughout this crisis is acts of kindness and people being concerned about others, and the creativity that it's going to take to be able to live successfully during this type of environment. But
Yeah, if there's a ray of sunshine out of this, I think we recalibrate sometimes our priorities during crises like this.
yeah,
Um, Conversations, getting just to talk to somebody face to face, all of that is going to be so special again. Um, Caring, making sure we're making sure those who, let's say, Meals on Wheels, are getting the meals they need, but also getting a little bit of a hello or outside of a window if that's what you need to do today.
right,
But we remind ourselves just how vulnerable we are as humans and how much we need each other. It goes
right,
back to that we're all in this together. We're all in this together, even when we go back to what will be the new normal.
right.
But it's the priorities are definitely shifting.
Right.
Which is maybe a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing for us. I hate to say the good's coming out of the bad, but maybe there is a little bit of good that comes out of this.
This is when people really show their spirit and what
Yeah.
they're made of, you know.
Yep.
So
So speaking of which, we wish we could all be driving around the country in our RVs or our gas guzzlers right now, because gas, unbelievable, is getting so inexpensive and so affordable for so many people, but we can't go anywhere.
right.
So the usage is we got more inventory than we have need right now, and gas is selling for just, and I never thought this would happen again in my lifetime, 75 cents a gallon at the Shell station in Francis Creek in Manitowoc County, according to gasbuddies.com. If you want to find out where the lowest prices are in Manitowoc County, you can go there, or any place you're driving to when you can drive. A nearby Citgo in Francis Creek is selling gas for 80 cents. And here in Two Rivers, if you have been out and about or went to the grocery store or dropped off something at the post office and came back home, you saw that we're hovering between 99 cents and 97 cents a gallon
Right.
for gas. When was the last time you filled up and you was like 15 bucks? I mean,
You know,
crazy.
these are 1970s prices, because I remember when I first was starting to drive, that's where they had the old uh, gas pumps that didn't even have a dollar. Everything
That's
was
right.
still in cents. And all
That's
of a
right.
sudden, gas went over a gallon, and it was chaos, until
They had to
these
get
gas
another digit
stations
in there
got,
somewhere.
new ones. So these are 1970s prices. It's just unbelievable. I do like to see what's happened or what it's doing to OPEC, but that's just
Oh
me.
yeah, yeah. So
So
I was telling someone the other day, as I said, I couldn't believe that it's below a dollar again. But it was when I was a kid. I'm a little older than you, Darla, so I'm gonna go 1960s prices.
okay.
When we were kids and we used to go like, let's go ride around. You'd all grab a quarter, your four buddies, and you throw $1 worth of gas in the car because gas was 19 cents or 24 cents a gallon, and you could drive around all night long.
Yeah.
It was a different time. But to have it again at this price, first of all, if you're a shareholder of Exxon or Mobil or anything, Exxon Mobil or Shell, you're not real happy. But it's unbelievable what it's doing right now to be affordable and that sector.
Right.
So our truckers are reaping the rewards of delivering stuff to us at a very fair price because of fuel, which is great. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully it'll stay at a modest level when we come out of this, and we can
Yeah.
all enjoy the value we get for a gallon of gas.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Yeah,
so
it's just crazy.
gasbuddies.com, people.
That's actually kind of a fascinating website. I was checking that out quite a bit yesterday just to see, because you can see everywhere, what
Hmm.
what's the average price down in like over in Fond du Lac or Milwaukee or whatever. And we're very fortunate to be under a buck around here. So,
Yeah, we are.
but there's a lot of really cool sites to go to and just spend a lot of time just drifting around. And that
And
I
right now
do
we got a
that.
lot of time. We got a lot of
Yeah,
time on our hands, so why
no
not?
kidding. Um, we're going to go on to city info. And just a reminder that City Hall remains closed to the public until further notice.
Mhm.
And please make payments for your utilities by mail, online, or by using the drop box on the 18th Street side of the building. And if you want to talk about the closures,
Sure. The library, the community house, senior center, and other city facilities remain closed to the public. I do believe he lifted the order last week where they could do drop off now at the library, and they're going to be working on that. That you could either call and get a book, and they'll bring it
oh,
out to you, or drop it off. So
okay,
stay tuned on that. I know they're relieving a little bit of that there, but otherwise you can't go in and
right,
enjoy what you normally enjoy in our great Leicester Library right now. Like I said, Senior Center, Community House, all that is closed at this time. However,
right.
there will be a pie fundraiser at the Senior Center with curbside pickup on May 21st and May 22nd. So visit the seniors or the center's Facebook page for more information on exactly how that works. Maybe even find out what kind of pies they got, what it's going to go for, what you can do. Is there a limit to the number of pies? I don't know. Maybe you
I
can have all the pie you want. All the
Yeah, I
pie
think
you
you can
want
have
to
all
come.
the pie you want, and
Yeah.
I think that you have to have your order placed by the 15th,
Oh, okay.
if I
That's
remember
good.
correctly. But they're gonna have 3 different kinds of pies, red, white, and blue. So the red is gonna be cherry pie, the white is apple, and blue is, I believe, blueberry. So you have your choice of pies, and they'll give it to you curbside. I mean,
That's,
drive-by pie. I mean, it's fantastic.
you don't have to eat it at the curbside. You can take it home, right?
No,
Okay, but that's good. Red, white, and blue. Speaking of red, white, and blue, have you seen the flags downtown?
I haven't been downtown.
Oh, I happened to recently be downtown only because I had some business I had to do down there. But the flags are up. We had a citizen at one of the council meetings suggest we put the flags up to kind of get again a community
Oh,
kind of spirit and America spirit. So Greg was kind enough to get the park or the utility group and the public works group to put up some of our American flags, and the downtown looks beautiful with all the American
okay.
flags up. Again, it's part of our civic pride. It's part of what we're trying to do. And I don't know how long they'll be up, but heck, they might as well stay up through Memorial Day. Why not, right?
Yeah.
But they're up, speaking of red, white, and blue. And speaking of things still open, parks and trails are now open. Please still still do social distancing. You shouldn't be like all herded together going down the park trail. So keep your distance, but they're open per the governor's safer at home order. However, reminder parents and older parents who like to play on playgrounds are closed, and they're closed for obvious reasons because of obviously the spread, and the disease can actually stay, or the virus can stay on metal and wood for a short period of time, and we don't want to spread anything that way. So the playgrounds are closed, but you can social distance and go enjoy some of the parks and trails, especially our Mariner Trail, and especially some of the beautiful park areas. I know I
Right.
saw some people at the beach yesterday as I drove by. Again, safe social distancing. Don't do anything silly.
Right. Um, Now the next Two Rivers City Council meeting is going to be on Monday, May the 4th at 6 p.m. Uh, there is remote live streaming on Facebook, and the agenda will be posted online.
By the way, they also broadcast on Spectrum on cable channel 993. In case you don't have Facebook or you're not into the whole technology part of the internet, you can turn that on and go to 993. And before we leave this subject, I want to congratulate Darla, the lady on my left here. She has been recently voted into council, which is awesome to have her back. She took a little time off. But she's back on council in full swing as one of the 9 members of city council. And this week, or Tuesday, we went ahead and voted for the officers. And I'm very proud to have Darla as our VP of city council this year as we venture into what we can do to continue to improve our community. So congratulations, Darla, on that.
Yeah.
I think I need to look this way. Congratulations, Darla, on that. And
Here,
we welcome you back into
do
city
that
council.
again.
This right here. Congratulations, Darla, on that. Did I do okay? Oh, whoa. Okay, now there's also something on channel. Never mind. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm really happy to be back on city council. I really missed it in the year that I was gone, and I don't know. It was just the fact that I was nominated and was able to be, you know, chosen to be the vice president for city council for this year was really a big surprise to me, and I'm really so honored by that. And congratulations to you to be our president again. And
Thank you.
I don't know, we got a
It's
lot
an
of
honor.
good things coming up and a lot of good things to accomplish. So, and we've got a
Yeah.
good
A lot of
9 people. So it's going to be interesting. Um,
yeah,
so
and there are
thank
lots
you
of
for
people
that.
who are also thank you. There's also lots of people on committees, citizen committees, other organizations that help keep the engine running.
Right.
So I give a lot of kudos to those people who donate their time. It is a lot of work. So please, if you've got ideas, people, if you've got suggestions, get with a council member, pass those along, but also support the fact that there's a lot of stuff that goes into the decisions that are being made, a lot of stuff behind the scenes. A lot of times things we can do quickly and things we can't do quickly because of the way the government works. But we welcome the community helping us make this a better place. And you've got people who are really committed. Again, I appreciate your commitment to everything you do for the community, including Two Rivers Talks, as well as now in City Council. So congratulations. And yes, May 4th is our first big meeting. We have them every other week. Pay attention to the website and you'll find out what we got going on. And by the way, you're all welcome to join us on those meetings. So come on down. Well, or zoom in if you will. Yeah. Because we're zooming now.
Right. Why don't you talk
about
a
new assistant police chief? Okay, great. Well, we have, you saw recently, we promoted our assistant chief to chief because our chief left the community and he retired from us and went to move on with his career. So we've had a change and we had to bring in a new assistant chief. So we've promoted or are going to promote, it's going to be swearing in on May 4th. At the council meeting, Ben, and how do you see Ben's last name? Is it Meinert?
Meinert.
Mm-hmm. Meinert. So Lieutenant Ben Meinert was one of 4 internal candidates who asked to be considered for the position, and Ben will be sworn in on May 4th, as I said. But Ben was the candidate of choice. We're excited. Ben's a great guy. Again, he works and volunteers on committees and does a lot of things for the community up behind the scenes. But he'll be a great assistant chief of police. So we're very blessed to have a great workforce and police force here in the community, both fire, police, our utility workers. I mean, they are the heroes behind what makes this engine run here. So we congratulate you, Ben. Nice job.
Yeah, I was very pleased when I read that. And then Two Rivers, we're right in the midst of this right now. Two Rivers is offering a spring cleanup assistance, and they've been doing it for the past week. They have one more week to go, and it was due to the early snowfall last year, putting an early end to the fall cleanup. And I think that caught us all unawares. The City of Two Rivers Public Works Department is offering a special spring cleanup for grass and leaves only through the end of the week of April 27th. On Monday the 27th, crews will take care of residents east of the East Twin River, while those between the rivers will be taken care of on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And those who live west of the West Twin River will have their grass and leaves taken away on Friday. And the city is asking people to put all of their material in the gutter, not on the terrace area, by 7 a.m. So take advantage of this because we really kind of got screwed last fall with getting rid of all of our yard debris. So and thank you to the city for doing this for us.
Oh yeah, it's great that they came back and did it. And this, again, they were more than we put it in the budget. We knew we had to come back in spring and do it. We knew we couldn't do it last year. So again, trying to respond to needs of the community. It's those behind the scenes decisions that are made sometimes, but I think this is great. And I just want to clarify, they're not going to come in and clean your house. So this is not spring cleaning inside the house. This is picking up leaves and grass in the gutter, in front of your house or in front of your neighbor's house, but at the gutter, wherever it is. So that's what they'll be doing. But can you imagine what we're all going to have to do for spring cleaning when we can get out of our houses and be like, let's fumigate this thing. We've been in here for like 6 months.
My smells gosh. Like old sock.
Yeah. And by the way, you're going to want to do a smell test. So I'll have to invite somebody over and go, can you smell anything? Because I've been here so long that I don't know.
I just don't know anymore.
you just get used to it. Anyway, so spring cleaning will be in high gear, but let's do that and beautify our yards and beautify our cities. I know a lot of people are detaching their yards right now, so there's a lot of that can be picked up. That'd be great. Speaking of hometown and doing things behind the scenes, I heard a rumor, and now I'm reading it, so it must be true. Shoreline Hometown Credit Union is awarding $20,000 to non-essential hometown businesses.
Right.
That is so cool.
Isn't it?
Again, back to what Darla talked about earlier. We're seeing people step up and do things that we haven't seen before out of the goodness of their heart, or it's getting a spotlight on it, and they may have always done it, but it's getting a spotlight on it right now, especially during these hard times. So qualifying businesses are being sent information about the program as we speak, and they will be able to apply for a grant online. Kelly, and I'm not sure how you say Kelly's last name, so you didn't do the whole dilly thing for me on this one.
I think it's Brentison.
Kelly, if we said your name wrong, we apologize. It's Brentison. So it's Kyle, it's not Kelly. It's Kyle Brentison, who's the hometown business development officer at Shoreline, explained. Many of these businesses are out of sight, out of mind, because they are not allowed to be open. So we're hoping that the grant can help out with those expenses. Again, we're seeing some businesses open, curbside, they can cook, and there's some businesses that are not able to even open their door for a minute.
Right.
I know personally because we have some of those businesses we own. But the grant is designed to be used to support the local community and does not need to be paid back. That's why it's called a grant, which I think is awesome. It's meant to be quick, easy, and not be paid back. As I said, the only stipulation is the selected businesses need to use the funds to support our community. So I think that's cool. They're giving, and they're also going to use that money to give back to the community. So it becomes that circle again on helping everybody lift up and helping everybody in need. The winning applicant will receive $20,000, which will be awarded in $2,000 increments. So that's 10 increments. If you did the math, those of you that are still practicing math, 10 increments times 2,000 is $20,000 that the Shoreline Credit Union, Hometown Credit Union, is awarding to non-essential businesses. So please put your application in if you're one of those businesses. Good luck to all of you. And thank you again, Shoreline, for stepping up and doing something special to help those businesses that are suffering so much right now.
Absolutely. And also remember to keep calm and carry out. For more information on your favorite local eateries, visit the Main Street website at www.tworiversmainstreet.com. And I've had some really good food here in the past month, and I still haven't gotten food from all of the participating restaurants, and eateries. So, I'm just checking them off on my list.
There you go. Good for you. And by the way, do try to still do that once or twice a week because you can help these guys in a big way. Or if you need a gift card because you're not ready to eat there, but you want to treat somebody else to that, feel free to do that as well. Again, cash flow is extremely important to these small businesses right now to stay afloat. And what you can do is really making sure that we have a solid foundation of restaurants and businesses once this opens up that survive this pandemic. We can all help together. So I think it's great. And yes, we'll try to stay calm and carry out. That's awesome. Speaking of staying calm, has anybody watched the draft? Are you a little nervous about this whole thing? Are you? You're thinking we maybe? I'm just kidding. Everybody's got an opinion. I have no idea. But yesterday, I'll go off script for a second. We drafted, as of today, we had 3 draft picks, and we drafted a quarterback, and we drafted a running back, and we drafted a tight end. Now, I think about 12 o'clock today, we might have drafted a linebacker as well. So we got 4. But the NFL draft is being streamed right now. Yes, hopefully there'll be an NFL season. They're drafting as if there is going to be one. And I know people have polarizing points of view on the whole quarterback thing. I think Aaron's in contract till 2023, and we pay him a lot of money. And he's a great quarterback. But we got to trust those people who are in charge, just like you got to trust people. You trust your doctor to do things. You trust your city council to do things, to make the right decisions. We're hoping they're making the right decisions. So go Pack, go. NFL draft. We have an alumni, though, a Two Rivers alum, Jordan. Is that Steckler?
Yes.
Jordan Steckler is a potential late round pick. Can you believe that? He's from Two Rivers and he's a potential draft pick? How cool is that? That's really cool. For the first time since 2007, a former prep football player from Manitowoc County is poised to be drafted by an NFL team. Jordan, a 2015 Two Rivers alum, is slotted by various draft websites to be picked on late day 3. So we'll probably have an update. You'll probably know whether he got drafted or not by the time you're watching this. Hopefully that'll all be done. Likely in the 6th or 7th round, and I think those are the rounds. Their 4th and 5th are going on today. 6th and 7th going tomorrow. Okay. He'll also be a candidate to be signed by a team. He could also be an undrafted free agent that could be signed. So he played on the offensive line at Northern Illinois, a school that has success in getting linemen from Wisconsin to the next level. I did hear today that a kid from Green Bay who graduated there, played football, got drafted today by a team. I can't remember the name of the team, but he was very excited, and they showed his house here in Green Bay, and is jumping up and down. So, hey, Jordan, good luck to you. Represent TR, represent the Raiders. Go Raiders. Maybe that's the team he'll get drafted on. Wouldn't that be ironic if he's a Raider and gets drafted by the Raiders? Think about it. Okay.
I think that would be a wonderful thing.
That would be.
And hopefully when he's drafted, I would like to see footage of him jumping around too. We'll put
Wouldn't
it on TR Talks.
There you go.
So
cool.
Now, Music in the Park, the summer concert series, Central Park Concert Series, that's the name of it, is held in beautiful Central Memorial Park in the relaxed setting of downtown Two Rivers. This venue brings many local and regional musicians to Two Rivers, providing quality entertainment to many. This concert series also includes music at Walsh Field for the fireworks celebration and the ever-popular Sunday-Thursday celebration in Central Park. All concerts take place rain or shine, and in the event of inclement weather, concerts will be held in the J.E. Hamilton Community House. All concerts are from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., unless otherwise noted. And the first concert of the season, Jazz in the Park, will be held on Tuesday, May 26th. So there's another thing going on for the 26th.
I got these crossed because May 26th, you hope we can still do this. Right. And I know the Parks and Rec team is working really hard. They've lined us all up for the summer, no different than they've lined up Bands on the Beach for the summer. We've got a lot of activities planned. I know some are starting to be shifted around a little bit, but let's hope that we get out of this and can enjoy what has been an awesome community event downtown.
Right.
I know it does great stuff for us. So hang in there and let's come out and enjoy it. Those are really good. They're really fun. They got a good eclectic group. Right. So you got jazz, you got some polkas, you got some municipal bands, you got some acoustic stuff happening, you got some rock happening. There's something for everybody throughout the summer, so it should be great.
Just so everyone knows, Cobblestone Hotel construction.
Is there a hotel going on in Two Rivers? Really?
What?
There's a hotel being built in Two Rivers?
Yes, dear. There is. Wow. It is a $6.3 million project. Are you now just first hearing it?
You're
so weird.
That's awesome.
That was my dog barking.
There you go. Oh, what is your little guy's name?
This is Smidgen. There's somebody outside, so she only weighs like about 12 pounds, but she's ready to rip you apart if you're on the property. I know. Yes. Sorry about that, everybody.
Smidgen's a cute name, by the way. No different than National Ishkabebel was a cute name for your gallery, but Smidgen's really cute. That's a good name.
Well, we used to have a dog named Squirt. She was a little miniature long-haired dachshund. So we've had Squirt. Now we have Smidgen.
Squirt was named after Bill, right? Okay, I'm just making sure.
Sure.
You can be a little squirt sometimes. I'm just kidding.
You can be a little ass. Anyway. No, he's a wonderful guy.
Yes, he is.
I'm hunkered down with my hunk. How's that? Yeah. So anyway, Cobblestone Hotel, the construction
yes
continues.
Yes. By the way, Darla did not win a year's worth of free beer. That was just a slip of people. Any, anyway, it's $6.3 million. It looks great. If you haven't been by it, and maybe you haven't, maybe you shouldn't be right now, but once you're able to do that, I'd encourage you to go by. It's beautiful. They're working on the inside right now. The outside's almost done. I just saw the outside patio fireplace go up yesterday.
Oh, really?
So that's going to be cool. It's going to be on the side facing the old Hamilton empty lot right now, and you'll have a nice view of the lake and the river right down there flowing to the lake, the harbor area. But that should be awesome. In fact, that's going to have a 5-foot glass fence around it, so you can still see, but it also protects you from the wind.
Right.
So it should be tremendous, and it should come in just in time for the summer season to allow people to come and visit, stay, meet their family and friends who live here, go to weddings that might be here, go to reunions that might be here, go to the Kite Festival and hang around for a couple of days. So the hotel is going to be a great asset to the city.
Oh,
speaking of assets to the city, we're waiting for our friends at Culver's to start moving along. They've been delayed a little bit with this coronavirus. It's anticipated they'll be breaking ground in late spring or early summer. I know they had to shift some of the close and the demo work that is scheduled just because, but they're still running full speed ahead to this project. I know also Aaron mentioned he's the owner of the Culvers and has 2 other ones that, first of all, their business has been tremendously positively impacted at Culver's right now with the virus because of the drive-throughs. If you've been by a Culver's, you see the drive-throughs like 3 to 5 miles long, and you can get there and get your Butterburger, right? But anyway, he said it takes normally about 100 days, could take a little longer from the time they break ground to getting the hotel up. And I know Plan Commission just approved the drawings, the architectural, the landscaping work. So it should be a great asset to the community. It's again on Washington and 22nd Street across from the Walgreens right there, and the Quick Trip. So it's on that corner opposite that.
It's going to be perfect.
It'll be great. It'll be great. So speaking of things being built, what's going on with Woodland Dunes?
You want to take this away for a second because I have to mute my mic and cough.
She's got a cough. I'll take this. Okay, Woodland Dunes expansion. If those, again, who haven't been by, they've got a nature center, which is going to be a 5,000 square foot addition. Construction is expected to be completed, well, this week. They had a target date of April 21st. Not sure it's done yet. And they're also planning a grand opening and an event that'll probably be delayed to the stay-at-home order till that's lifted. And stay tuned, more news on that. But it's a great asset to our community. It's the center that's being built is fantastic. The endowment that came through and the grant that came through to help them out, the donations that continue to come into this facility it's a really tremendous asset. If you've never been there, when this thing opens, please pack your picnic bag, a basket, and go out there for a half day. Enjoy nature, enjoy what it has to offer. But this visitor center is a great addition to Two Rivers. It should be very cool. Speaking of addition, don't we have a lot of curds being developed here in Two Rivers?
A lot of what?
Cheese curds.
Cheese curds being developed in Two Rivers?
Yeah, being made at Riverside Foods. That's what they do there.
Oh, you are so slick. I didn't even catch on to that. Take it away. Tell us more.
Well, Riverside Foods expansion, they came and asked the city. They're part of Lakeside Foods. But the plant here in Two Rivers, believe it or not, if you don't know this, because they don't do plant tours, and they certainly don't have a facility that you can go buy these, they produce cheese curds there. In fact, they produce more cheese curds there than any place in the state of Wisconsin. And they're expanding. So we've given them some help and support as a city because it's going to add more jobs. But they're doing an $8.9 million expansion to their facility that's targeted to be completed by August 1st. That's 8,826 square foot. It's an extra line. It's going to keep Riverside going here. Again, they work very hand in hand with Lakeside and Manitowoc, and it's going to add between 20 and 30 jobs. It's a great resource, great to have. So keep eating curds, if you're not in them yet. So you can keep Riverside going, but we're really excited about that expansion and about what that's going to also do for the community for the years and years and years to come.
Right. And Sandy Bay Highlands subdivision, we reported on this on our last episode. The city sold a lot in March of this year and continues to be open to working with developers.
Yeah, they're looking at possibly having some spec homes out there. They're also looking at possibly adding and I've seen some renderings, some beautiful individual cottages that are a little bit smaller, but they're one level and they allow, those folks who don't want to maybe have lower maintenance on their yards to kind of go do their thing. So we're working with some different developers to be able to see what they can do to seed that and get that going. Because there's a high demand here for people to live in those kind of places. So we share that information with developers, and hopefully we'll continue to see growth there at Sandy Bay Highland and help our tax base.
Absolutely.
606 Parkway Boulevard, another project we're working on. That's the old Paragon building. I know Elizabeth Runge, who's our economic developing director and city planner, is working hard at trying to see us move that along to a different ownership structure. But she's got some interested parties and anticipates moving on that property fairly quickly. We've got a couple different ones who are looking at it. And stay tuned. We'll see. It's right now, everything's slowed down a little bit because of what we're facing. So as fast as we want to as a city, turn that over to somebody who can use it for more development, help us with our water utilities, help us with electricity, and help put people to work there.
Right.
We're hopefully going to see that happen soon. So stay tuned.
That's fantastic. And for future updates as to what's happening in the city, check out the city's website at www.2-rivers.org, as well as the Two Rivers City Hall Facebook page. And it seems like there's something, new news on there almost on a daily basis, especially considering the times that we're going through. So keep an eye on that. They're always up to date. And so that brings us to the end of this episode. But again, Kurt, I want to say thank you for joining me today. This was a lot of fun. You did really well. This was great.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate everything you do for the community. And Todd, we appreciate you and miss you. Please be careful, be safe. We'll see you back here soon, Todd, as well. I'm blessed to be able to work with these guys on a continuous basis on a variety of projects. And thank you for allowing me the chance to share the good news of Two Rivers and spend some quality time with you as well. Thanks, Darla.
Great. All right. Thank you.